All right, for a this is actually our probably a one-time segment. It's FAQ with Java.
Okay. Do you have a good amount of questions here?
Yeah, I do.
Nice. Has this been your best FAQ turnout? Or I'm sorry, best question turnout?
For just like me posting it on my personal Instagram
Briefly
right
before
before a show. Yeah, the turnout's pretty good, right? I'm just gonna go rapid fire with them.
All right.
Chia Mees asks, are you a lover or a hater? I.e., are you happy to talk to strangers, or are you like, leave me alone, bish?
Bish. I am predominantly, and emphasis on dominant. I am predominantly a lover. Emphasis on lover. But no, I'm
a dominant lover.
Emphasis on dominant lover. No, we all have our moments where we're just like, I don't want to deal with this shit. Like we all have our moments where we want to walk away from just whatever, and just like be invisible. And I have those, but certainly I've never turned anyone away who's been like wanting to talk to me. I've never been like, rude to people. So yeah.
I can vouch for the fact that you're maybe more extroverted than anyone that I've ever met in my entire life. And like you when you are nice to people, you're not doing it,
not faking it.
No,
I enjoy it.
It is very genuine. This is a good segue. This one's from Angie Kane Ferrante. She's a blogger and a vlogger and a trail correspondent for us. She asks, I just typed at least 4 questions that all seemed a little forward. I mean, how would you take, do you have room for another redhead in your life? Couple emojis in there.
I don't know who you are at all, and that's okay. That's okay. Hey, that's the more redheads, the better. I love redheads.
Hey,
I mean, Zach. Clearly, we hang out quite a bit, right?
It's only for my hair too.
And because
you always ask for a locket of my.
I always ask, and by the way, to go with that, you always give the locket,
whether you ask or not.
So yeah, sure, I got room for another ginger.
Geesey Adventures asks, would you rather give up cheese, all kinds / types, for the rest of your life, or give up oral sex, both giving and receiving, for the rest of your life? This is a good would you rather.
Mom, turn this off. No, I'm kidding.
I don't want her to hear how much I like cheese.
Well, funny story about cheese.
I know this story. Don't do it. Don't do it.
All my friends back home are going to love this. So I think that's tough. I love cheese on my hoagie. So I'm gonna not give up the cheese. I'm gonna keep the cheese on my hoagie.
You're the only person that could wink audibly. This one comes from at Nobo Stone, another one of our vloggers. He's out on the PCT this year. We kind of covered this in our interview, but maybe you can touch on it briefly. Was it hard to communicate in Jordan English speaking?
Yeah, it certainly is hard to communicate. There's not a ton of parallels with our languages, so you're kind of like talking, with like rudimentary like English, and using like rudimentary like made up sign language essentially, and like pointing and it's still tough. It's still real hard, but you figure it out and you do your best, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
This one is a more general gear question, I guess. Backpacking advice from @bear.hikes. How do you treat blisters, thread, second skin? Leave it alone. Paper tape, alcohol. You just drink a bunch of booze.
Drink a bunch of booze and it'll go away. In fact, that's where the blisters come from. It's filled with alcohol, and you can just keep drinking it. It's a funny story. I haven't had legitimate blisters since 2014.
Shout
out to Ultra and 0.6. The combo has been an award-winning combination for many years now.
We're going to be giving away some 0.6 socks, I think, fingers crossed, at the Trek booth at Trail Days.
Yeah, and
we didn't even talk about Trail Days. I mean, we briefly.
Whatever. I'll answer this question and we can get into that. But sometimes you got to let them grow before you pop them. But here's what I've seen that work for people, I think, is the thread and needle tactic has been a good one for people. So basically, you take a needle if you have the ability to do this. If you have a thread needle through puncture the blister, and then have an exit puncture as well, and you keep the thread hanging out of both entry and exit holes, and that allows the blister to continue to drain, so it doesn't so that it doesn't reform and just keep like you pop it and then it can reform and fill, and then it just becomes this annoying bulge in your foot again. So you want it to be able to like drain and dry out, and ultimately then you'll be able to like peel the dead skin off, and then put Neosporin on it and then bandage it.
Yeah. I've always just been like a pop and leukotape guy, but like you, since I've changed,
they can
Ultra,
reform. They can reform if you pop and leukotape.
Totally. If your footwear is bad, it's probably just going to be a continual issue. But shout out Ultra.
Shout out.
Since I've used Ultra,
I can't even begin to tell you like hiking bliss begins with the feet.
Irony that you use bliss.
Why?
Because you can't spell bliss without blister. I mean, I know there's two S's.
Ooh,
but...
that was good. You went second level on that, bro. All right, next. Unless you wanted to talk about Trail Days.
I'm a blister mister. Just that, come to the Trek booth at Trail Days, AT Trail Days.
This will be out well before that, or what?
Yeah, it'll definitely be out before
because
that.
we got like 4 weeks until today's Wednesday. So
you'll
be there. Out. You'll be there 4 weeks from tomorrow. You'll be getting.
I think it's actually a month from today.
That's what I'm saying. 4 weeks.
Yeah,
that's a fucking month. Shut the fuck up.
Chance will be there.
Six in one hand, half dozen in the other.
Yeah,
I hate that one.
Jabba will be hanging out.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there for sure.
Yeah.
For no reason other than to just
drink my beer.
Drink Zach's beer.
It'll be Jersey's beer. This one's from Hey At Miranda. What has been the most inconvenient time that you just had to go to the bathroom on a thru hike? I like this question.
I was going through hypothermic situations on the Continental Divide Trail where like hypothermic to the point where stopping could have meant a very, like stopping hiking. I was walking to stay warm, and it was in northern New Mexico, and I had Giardia really, really, really bad in a whiteout snowstorm that I didn't have any warm layers because they were coming to me in the town that I was getting to next, and this was like a freak blizzard kind of that came through. Not real blizzard, but like at the altitude we were at, like it was blizzard conditions. So I was like freezing my ass off and also needing to shit my brains out. So it was a dilemma.
This one is from @JoelDiller5. He's been on the show so many times. When will he replace Zach? Probably a popular question.
Okay, well, I'm going to put this out there right now. And I don't know how Zach really feels about this, but I don't think Zach needs replaced. But I do want to co-host again. But I want to co-host again. But I don't want Zach to be my co-host. I want Chance to be my co-host.
Uh-oh.
And I want to have you on as a guest. So I think
you need something to fall asleep to.
No, honestly, I talked to Chance about this like a week or so ago, and I think that I know people have been listening to you talk, but like they've been listening to you talk in the vein that you're talking to other people about them, yeah. and I know that some people have read your book. But and quite frankly, I have not read your book. And quite frankly, I say quite frankly because you say quite frankly, and quite frankly, it's disgusting me. So no, I think that it would be a lot of fun to have you on your own show as a guest and to learn a little bit more about you behind the scenes of the Trek and how you got here and what your puberty was like. I honestly, I want to know more about you, and I want your fans and following to know more about you.
All right. If there's
write in to me, and I'm going to put this on, I'm going to put this on as a live Instagram right now. I am live on Backpacker. I'm doing an Instagram story right now. I am live on Backpacker Radio right now, and I want to know how many of you want me to co-host an episode with Chance where Zach is the guest on his own show, and we get into the nitty-gritty of how Zach's life led him to the trek and where maybe he sees things going from here and kind of who he was before all this bullshit that he's doing.
Have you seen Major League 2?
Have I seen Major League 2? Yeah, we all have seen, hopefully, Major League 2.
You know the scene where Bob Barker passes out and then the color commentary guy takes over?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a scene where there's like a crazy line drive and the guy who never talks is in charge of announcing the show or announcing the game. He goes, it's an insane line drive and the guy makes a ridiculous diving catch. The announcer who never says anything goes, fly ball. Caught. That'll be me being interviewed.
That's perfect. So yeah, that's gonna happen. I think we're gonna do it. I think even if you don't want it to happen, we should probably do it.
Okay.
I think because you don't want it to happen, we should probably do it.
All right, we'll see.
All right.
This one is from at the Flying Beardsman. He's another one of our vloggers on the AT. Matt Favreau. He actually might have a beard that.
He works the Z-Packs. Did you just say that?
Different guys.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's got the name is like off by like the vowel is different. There's something. Okay. They're very similar though. And he's got a beard that would rival yours actually.
This motherfucker.
Yeah. Does he have any future FKT attempts? This is actually funny. In mind for the foreseeable future.
As of right now, FKT attempts are not on my record, or not on my radar. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know what happened since my Colorado Trail FKT attempt. For the first week or so, I was like, I'm coming back to do this. Mm-hmm. I'm coming back to do it because I want to give it a better go where my body's healthier. And for those of you who didn't know, like I was dealing with a nagging glute injury, but my brain is moved on. I'm in a different headspace from that, and it's not. I don't know if I'm like the pendulum is swinging in another place or like. I mean, it could swing back. I don't know. Right now, no. I don't have any desire. No. And that's what I have to say about that.
Someone in the room tooted. This one is from at Rob Frenzy, a buddy of mine. Yeah. And as you might guess from this question, why do you hang out with Mr. Davis? And did he even hike the AT?
Nice. I like him. He's all right.
Your check's in the mail.
Yeah.
This one, I like this. This is from at Balsam Hikes. Did he see any camels getting it on?
I didn't see any camels getting on, but I did see a camel baby sucking a camel teat. So
that counts.
So that was I got turned on.
You had one story about like a very rambunctious camel, like just running. It was like in a pen. Is it the same?
Same.
All right.
That was awesome. By the way, watching that, that camel was getting wild, like buck wild. He was like doing like hip shimmies and like leg. He was doing like the Elaine Bennis dance essentially. That's exactly what it was.
This is from at Ariel_Irene. What do you say when girls ask if they can touch your beard?
I predominantly, no problem.
Enter at your own risk.
I mean, as long as people are asking, I'll be like, yeah, sure, why not? But like people that come up and want to touch it without getting permission, I want to literally choke them to death.
This is from
the end
at Brago_C.
Corey. This is Corey from Manchester. This is
funny.
Yeah. We were just talking about you, Corey.
Was this hike in Jordan really sponsored, or was it a Groupon? If so, can he share the code?
Look, I was really fortunate to have that opportunity to do that, and I was honestly like I had to withdraw my space, my space in line, my place in line for the Barkley this year, to go and do that, and it was to me it was a no-brainer. To go have this opportunity to hike in Jordan I was in Jordan for almost 2 months, like basically paid for more. I mean, I paid some of my own money to do like things in town that weren't like on the agenda for the JTA or the JTB, that being Jordan Trail Association and Jordan Tourism Board. But largely it was covered, and like I really it's an extreme honor that somebody would reach out and say, hey, we want you to come and experience our country and telegraph about it, tell the world what our country has to offer people. Like, that's an honor. Like, it really was. Yeah. And I don't have a Groupon code, but I wish that I could share it with everybody, because the experience was a once in a lifetime experience, and I wouldn't have given it up for any other opportunity to do anything. Like, it was like, weigh it out, like 60 hours of like soul crushing body damage in the Barclay, or 2 months of like enjoying a culture and a country, and
and the Barclay's always going to be there.
It's always going to be there.
Yeah.
Yep.
We kind of covered this. I mean, we definitely covered this in the interview, but this is from a upcoming show. At the point that you hear this will be a past show. This is from @John Schwarz, the guy that did the PCT yo-yo.
Okay. What's up, man?
And he wants
Good
to
job.
know,
That's incredible.
is it still a through hike if you have a guide? With the crying emojis, JK.
So when you walk from the Red Sea to Syria, with your own feet the whole way, yeah, that's a through hike.
And then he follows it up with, was the terrain what you expected in Jordan? But we did kind of cover that.
Well, we covered the terrain, but we also covered that I didn't have any expectations. Right. So what little expectations I did have, I think things exceeded my expectations, to be honest with you. Yeah. What do you got there? What's going on?
This last one is actually, I assume that this was a question because it came in around the same time, but this is from my wife, and she sent me a link to this. So if you could just narrate this, it's not a question.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What am I seeing here? This is a bulldog trying to get up on. But first of all, I'm just like staring at butthole and balls from this like pathetically fat barrel of a bulldog that doesn't know how to get up on a couch. Thanks, Jenna. That's great.
I'm not sure if it was related to the call for questions, but I couldn't not share.
Did it fart too?
Oh,
listen,
maybe.
Listen, I think that's what's funniest. That's the funny part here. Farts will always be funny.
That's great. That's
okay.